What is everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we are back reacting to the Dream SMP complete story. Last time on this, it was the whole thing with the Lemamberg election and the disaster that came after that. With Schlatt ending up winning and becoming emperor, exiling Tommy and Wilbur, and then creating a rebellion with Techno, who inevitably turned on them and destroyed the whole place. Wilbur actually destroyed the whole place as well. I'm first going to give a more in-depth previously on in a minute because it says previously, but pretty much for this episode it's called Exile, and from the thumbnail it shows Tommy in like a raggy version of his suit, of like his clothes. And I think Tubbo is leader because that also happened in the last video, but I don't actually know entirely what this can entail. A lot of things. Exile. My assumption is that Tommy ends up exiled somehow and it doesn't go well. Ours go as well as the last one did. So let's just get right into this.
Nobody had noticed Wilbur sneaking away from the crowd alone. Wilbur entered the detonation chamber, and the single button stood in the middle of the room had the power to destroy it all.
The thing that I built this nation for doesn't exist anymore. The thing I worked towards doesn't exist anymore. It's over.
It doesn't.
What are you doing? There was a saying, Phil, by a traitor, once part of the Lemamberg. It was never meant to be.
Oh my god.
He blew it up. Yeah.
Wilbur had destroyed everything.
He did.
The single press of a button had decimated all of Lemamberg. Technoblade, who had fled the scene as soon as his withers were killed, was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
The world fell silent as the people marveled their lost land in disbelief.
Yeah.
But this was no time to mourn.
It's a big moment.
Tubbo, being the new president of Lemamberg, took it upon himself to take inventory and begin rebuilding their nation. Gathering the remaining allies of Lemamberg, Tubbo elected his cabinet and made his first executive order.
What was that?
Starting the next day, the people would begin to rebuild Lemamberg on stilts above the crater.
Ooh.
By leaving the destruction visible and keeping Lemamberg as peaceful as possible, the people hoped to never let their nation fall again. The day of the war came and the next day, reconstruction began. Everyone logged on to the server to help. Tommy, needing to be informed of the plans, met with Tubbo in the Lemamberg embassy. There, Tubbo explained how Lemamberg would be rebuilt and his plans of keeping peace. However, Tommy had something he wanted to say as well.
What was that?
The night before, Tommy had found out that Quackity and Tubbo thought he was the traitor before it was revealed to be Techno and Wilbur. Then, Tommy recalled that in a previous skirmish with Dream, Tommy and Tubbo managed to team up once again to reclaim one of his discs.
Oh, nice. Yeah, one of the discs back.
And now, to show the true extent of his trust, Tommy gave Tubbo the disc.
That is a good way.
Over the next few days, a new Lemamberg arose from the shadows of their once great land. And with a podium to rule from and a cabinet he could trust, Tubbo began his first term as president of New Lemamberg.
This should be an interesting
Following the explosion of Lemamberg, Wilbur ordered Filza, who had just logged onto the server for the first time.
What a way to start! He logs on for the first time and then immediately says, hey, get rid of me. I don't want to be here anymore. Kill me. That's such a way to start.
To kill him. But although he could technically just respawn, Wilbur would not be coming back.
What do you mean by that?
At least not as Wilbur.
What?
In the Dream SMP story, there exists a canon life system. This system is put in place to give the story more weight, and to ensure that the deaths which are important to the story feel important. Upon joining the server, every player is given 3 canon lives.
So if like you die,
this essentially means that if a character has a death that is used to progress the story, it will count as 1 canon death. Once a character uses up all of their canon lives, that character is considered dead in the story.
But how can he still come back?
Both Tommy and Tubbo had only one life remaining because of Eric's betrayal, Tommy's duel with Dream, and the Manberg Festival.
Right.
And Wilbur, having ordered Phil to kill him, had lost his final life in the story.
How did he lose it to? I don't
But
remember.
in his place arose a new character. The day after the war, Wilbur rejoined the server, but this time he was different.
He was pale.
He was a ghost.
Oh, that makes more sense. That sounds right.
Ghostbur is not a normal character in the Dream SMP. Being a mere shadow of Wilbur, Ghostbur has a limited thought process and questionable memory. He doesn't remember sad moments and doesn't understand that people can be bad. Because of this, he sees the best in everything.
That's good.
A harsh contrast to his old self.
Yeah.
Ghostbur lives in a sewer under a crane in New Lamamberg, and holds a library with many important books from across the server's history. With his time on the server, all Ghostbur hopes to do is make new friends and build up the city to be the best it's ever been. But Ghostbur wasn't the only new character to join the SMP. Rambu, a viral sensation. Blowing up on TikTok because of his unique voice and comedic character, Rambu managed to amass 150,000 subscribers on YouTube in the first month and a half of his channel.
Nice.
Replicating this success across Twitch, Twitter, and, of course, TikTok, Rambu took the Minecraft community by storm. During one of his Twitch streams on the server Hypixel, Rambu began joking about running for president of Lamamberg without even playing on the SMP. But then, out of the blue, Rambu got a message from Dream inviting him to join the server.
Ooh.
Being new, Rambu vowed to lay low until he clocked more hours on the
Immediately
server.
got sniped by
But to
Dream.
his surprise, this plan would take a turn for the worst the very next day.
Oh, you met Tubbo, great. I mean, Tommy.
Tommy
great.
and Rambu met the day Rambu joined the SMP, but only exchanged a few words. After Tommy rage quit, realizing he was still the youngest on the SMP, the two wouldn't speak again until the next day. On November 28th, Tommy logged on with a plan. During the Manberg-Pogtopia War, George, pretending not to know what was happening, built a house throughout the entire war. This house resided in the greater...
There was just explosions and withers coming in from the background. He was just building a nice house. I mean, look how it's definitely
Dream SMP and was made to resemble a hobbit home from Lord of the Rings. Today, Tommy planned to recruit Rambu to help him rob George's house because it looked depressing.
I went into there. It's sad. It's just depressing.
And after some preparation, the two began to rob and grieve George's house. Things got a bit out of hand as they ended up burning parts of the roof and bridge outside. And without a care in the world, the two ran from the pillaged house unseen.
Great.
But unbeknownst to them, this was the final straw.
For Dream, great.
Over the past weeks, people have been reporting griefings and pranks on their property with signs that match exactly how Tommy talks. And although no one had seen him do it, it was apparent that he was the one doing the griefing. And now, because George had been made king of the Dream SMP in place of Eric, who was dethroned, Tommy had directly attacked the Dream SMP faction by griefing George's house. Upon seeing the house practically destroyed, Dream was enraged, and he knew exactly who had done it. He quickly made his way to Lamamberg.
He just tried to
Taking a look at the already rebuilt nation, Dream decided there was only one thing he could do.
What?
If they wanted freedom, they could have it. But no more would he put his own citizens at risk of people like Tommy. If they wanted the walls, they could have them. Mere minutes after Tommy ended his stream, Nikki arrived at Lamberg only to see Dream surrounding the country with an obsidian wall.
What?
Word quickly spread, and soon everyone who was online showed up to see what was happening. Dream exclaimed that he was marking their borders, and when asked why, he told the people to talk to Tommy. Nikki quickly realized what had happened. She and Captain Puffy, who was also new to the server, had seen what Tommy and Rambu did, and proceeded to inform the others of their actions. Following this, the people, led by Rambu, who denied all involvement with the griefing, observed the damaged house.
Rambu just
Tubbo was especially angry, questioning why he even made Tommy vice president in the first place.
Yeah, was
With
probably
this,
not the smartest decision.
Tubbo and Fundy decided to gather all of the members of the cabinet to discuss their options the next day. And as the sun set, the people logged off once again, fearing for the safety of their home.
Great.
The next day,
Can't they just spend a day with
everyone
them?
logged on
Kind of
prepared
safe
for the
rooms.
meeting. Tommy saw the walls for the first time and stared in shock as he realized what he'd done. Meeting in the van, the cabinet discussed the situation.
Dream has built walls around L'Manberg, which is obviously not okay. And he's claiming that all treaties are void, seeing that we overthrew the government the treaties were made with. However, I don't think this is done without motive. I feel like someone in this room has done something, okay? Because we're the people of power. And if he wanted to hurt L'Manberg, he'd hurt the people of power. That's us.
And then just
so someone in this room,
to like
I reckon's
outside.
aggravated him. Tommy, what have you done?
Do I look
Yeah.
like a guilty man to you?
I'm gonna be honest,
Yes.
Tommy. This has your name written all over it.
George came in here and said that his house burned down. Did you have anything to do with that?
That's such a shame.
Anything? Did you have anything?
Anything?
No.
You are
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
really?
With the meeting going nowhere and Tommy denying all involvement,
Of course
the
he would.
cabinet
That makes
decided to talk directly with Dream to uncover the truth.
Hey Dream, I'd like to start by pointing the attention to the elephant in the room being the massive obsidian borders you've put up. I would like to know if there was any motive, any kind
I'm
of
just, we signed treaties a while ago.
yeah.
Right? To me, those treaties mean nothing because you are a new government. You have taken over the old government. You disregarded the old government's law and you took it over. Now, I
Okay.
didn't really care about this
Okay.
until our
So,
king's
Dream.
vacation home was burnt down by Tommy. I want Tommy punished. I want something to happen to Tommy for what he's done. If nothing is done, the walls will expand and more will happen.
The conversation continued.
What do you mean
with
more will
Tommy
happen?
denying everything. And so Dream decided to talk alone with Tubbo.
He did this,
You're
didn't
the
he?
president.
I know.
He did. He did. And I know you want peace, and
I do.
have no problem with you.
I
and
really
that's why
hope
I
we can
like
come
that
to
you're
a
the president.
peaceful resolve this peacefully.
I'm sure we can, but Tommy, he's not peaceful at all.
He's not really.
And as long as Tommy is vice president, there can't be peace. My suggestion is that you
This is what
exile
causes
Tommy.
his exile.
Wow.
Get him out. That's all I have to say, though.
Tubbo was completely divided. He knew Tommy had done it, and also knew that listening to Dream would be best for the country. But if Tubbo were to exile Tommy, he would also be betraying his best friend.
He would.
And so, after a quick discussion with Fundy and Quackity, they decided to take Tommy
What
to
about Carl?
court to
Wasn't he on the
make their
cabinet as
official
well?
decision.
Oh, there
The
he
two
is.
sides presented their case and eventually agreed to put Tommy on probation, stripping him of his powers as vice president of L'Manberg.
Ooh.
All seemed to be resolved, but Dream was not satisfied.
Probation isn't enough.
What do you mean probation is enough? He's been stripped of
That's
all his
not
power.
enough.
I know you suggested
not
exile,
enough.
but hear me out, okay?
But listen, Tommy is Tommy. He's never gonna stop. He already said his goal is to piss me off. And if you want that as somebody in your nation, that even if he doesn't have power,
Listen to me. This.
Tommy, you've done enough damage for today.
No, listen to
You
me.
have-
I do one thing, which I'm more than well in my free rights to do. We have no correlation with the Dream SMP anymore.
Tubbo.
And I
You know
do
what?
this,
Actually,
and this is how you react.
you don't want to.
Fucking
You don't want to
insane.
exile him. That's fine.
I
Give me
get
the
punished.
disc.
What?
Tommy, I suggest you stay quiet.
Do you not give him the?
That's fine.
Tubbo, I gave you that disc to you to prove to you how much I trust
Tommy,
you.
there's one big difference between you and Dream. Dream isn't the vice president. And you are.
He's not.
Actions have consequences. There'll be a meeting on the 2nd of December. We will sign a treaty. We will sort this.
See you then.
December
took a
2nd.
Dramatic turn.
The members of the cabinet had decided to hold off on making their decision to hear what Dream had to say.
And what would
Today,
that
they hoped would shine light on the best decision for L'Manberg as well as the true extent of Tommy's destruction. The cabinet met Dream in a newly constructed meeting room residing in the Greater Dream SMP.
be? That's
Here, they
intimidating,
pled
though.
that Tommy's probation was providing good results, and that an exile, as Dream heavily requested, was not necessary.
I don't.
After some negotiation,
I'm
the
not
group
100%
agreed
sure.
that Tommy's probation would continue, and if he so much as breathed in the wrong direction, Dream would double the size of the walls, and Tommy's probation would be extended. Everyone was relieved. Tubbo did not have to take drastic measures, and the tension between Dream SMP and L'Manberg began to lighten.
Hey,
L'Manberg
that's
was
good.
in no shape for another conflict.
They are not.
And with the signing of the treaty, it seemed they were in the clear. But Tommy had other plans.
Oh no.
After the signing of the treaty, Tommy asked for an ender chest. Complying out of curiosity, Dream watched as Tommy revealed he was still in possession of Dream's most valued item on the server. The leather dropped by his old pet horse, Spirit. Tommy realized that Dream had nothing on him, and stated that because Skeppy had his other disc, Dream had nothing to hold over Tommy. The cabinet members stood in awe as they realized what this meant.
What are you doing?
Dream may not have had Tommy's disc, but he did have the power to destroy L'Manberg again. Once again reverting to his selfish ways, Tommy ignored the possible consequences on L'Manberg in favor of his discs.
Why would you
Tubbo
do that?
warned him that this was a very bad idea, but he didn't listen. Threatening to burn Spirit, Tommy ordered Dream to tear down the obsidian walls. And as they made their way to L'Manberg, that's exactly what Dream did.
What?
Until he stopped. Confused, Tommy, Quackity, and Fundy ordered him to continue working. But this time, Dream had no intention of listening.
What are you doing?
Okay, listen, you fucked up this time. I don't give a fuck about Spirit. I care about your discs. I care more about your disc than you do. That's the only thing I care about in the server, actually. I don't care about Spirit. Spirit was my horse, died ages ago. I care about your disc, because that's what gives me power over you and your friends and everybody that you care about, because you care about your disc more than anyone else here. So if you are not exiled from L'Manberg, I will build these walls until they've reached this block limit. I will keep everybody inside. I will hire guards, puns, and sapnap to patrol all around the entire walls, keeping them inside. No trade, no one leaves, no armor, or they get slaughtered inside. Don't try and threaten me. I don't care.
Oh, you
Burn
wouldn't
Spirit
care?
right in front of me right now. I have
Lying.
attachment to your discs.
They're my discs. Why do you
why-
even
no,
care
no,
about
why
them?
do you?
Tommy, they're my discs. You have 3 days. If you do not exile him in 3 days, I'll do what I said. L'Manberg can be independent, but L'Manberg can't be free.
Tubbo's fear had become reality.
Great. Tommy, what
L'Manberg
have
had
you
a
done?
chance to move forward, peacefully. But Tommy, in his own self-interest, threw that chance away, thinking he could beat Dream. But Dream had moved past attachment, moved past weakness. All he cared about was power, and
did.
Tommy had just given him another reason to use that power against them. Tubbo had to make a decision. The toughest decision in the history of L'Manberg friendship or freedom.
You had one job. You couldn't do one thing for me. You couldn't do one thing, and it was for your own good.
It was, honestly.
If the roles were reversed, yeah, you probably wouldn't exile me, because I would have actually listened to you and done what you said, and maybe had a couple ounces of respect. You've messed this up for no one but yourself.
This whole war, all of this, L'Manberg, everything, this has started way before L'Manberg. Me and you versus Dream. This can't be where we split now. Tubbo, you can't turn into what you hate. You can't be the next Schlatt. If you exile me, you're following in that man's footsteps.
Okay, well,
Please.
as long as I can't be the next Schlatt, you can't be the next Wilbur.
Oh no.
2 days passed, and the day of the decision arrived. The cabinet members talked about what they were going to do. Would they answer to Dream's requests and exile their friend, or risk having another war by sticking by his side? Tommy
Exile him,
proposed that
honestly.
exiling him would only further divide L'Manberg, giving Dream the ability to easily overpower and take control of their nation. Tommy suggested another plan.
What plan?
Together, the group would stand up to Dream. Tommy proposed that although they could not take on Dream by themselves, one man could.
You're really
He
gonna try to bring
suggested
Technoblade
they
into this
recruit
again.
Technoblade.
You did it more
Quackity
last
and
time.
Fundy loved the idea. They were tired of Dream pushing them around and wanted revenge. Knowing Technoblade despised government and fearing Dream's power, Tubbo knew this plan would be insanely risky. But resentfully, he agreed.
Ah, no.
And with a new plan in place, the cabinet gathered on top of the walls to announce their decision to dream.
We have come to a decision. Look around.
There's giant obsidian walls.
There is Dream, and that is a problem. Okay.
It is.
You know, this is funny actually. Tommy, I am so sorry. Dream,
What?
I've come to the decision that it will be best for the nation, the most logical thing to do, for Tommy to be exiled from L'Manberg.
What?
Teaming with Technoblade is an awful idea. It's an awful idea.
Just had this conversation!
No, okay? Nothing involving any kind of conflict is the best for this nation. You've undermined my authority from the get-go.
Hey,
okay,
Gopher.
all of you, no one here has respected me. You all
Gopher's just in the
jump on these
background.
merry little bandwagons of destruction. It's not okay.
Why don't you go back on the plan now? What the hell?
When I was sworn in, I made a promise to do what was best for the nation. And right now, Tommy, your presence here is not the best for this nation.
Jeez.
Before everything, the discs, Tubbo. What about the discs?
They're
Tubbo,
just
This is what...
music discs.
Tubbo, know what this looks like?
They shouldn't be able to dictate the future of an entire nation.
Really,
Some of
honestly,
the
they
discs,
should.
Anywhere.
Can't you see?
The
This is
discs
nothing from the
don't
beginning.
matter, Tommy! How can you not see that?
If nothing matters, then why does any of this matter at all?
Dream, please detain and escort Tommy out of my country.
Oh.
What?
What?
Tommy.
This isn't...
Are you...
Go.
Tommy, you are hereby exiled. It's how it has to be.
No.
You're a
I
liability.
don't think- I
You need
don't-
to leave
Look,
now.
You're my friend.
Betrayed. That is what Tommy felt. Betrayed by a partner, his friend, his best friend. Tommy was
Goodbye from the
escorted from
beginning.
L'Manberg immediately, as ordered by Tubbo. No last words and no goodbyes. Nothing.
Nothing.
As the two traveled away from the walls, a confused Ghostbird decided to join them on their journey.
Ghostbird, no.
And just like that, in a matter of seconds, Tommy was once again exiled from his home of L'Manberg.
Yeah.
They traveled oceans, forests, only stopping in a plains biome nearly 1,500 blocks from L'Manberg.
1,500.
Dream forced Tommy to set his spawn so he could no longer return by dying. After this, Dream ordered him to drop all of the items he had into a hole to be destroyed.
What?
Once again, he was cast away. Once again,
With Ghostbird.
he had nothing. But this time, it really was his fault.
Honestly,
With his only
it kinda
friend and
was.
thousands of blocks being Ghostbird, Tommy was alone. But he hadn't given up hope of one day returning to L'Manberg. Tommy and Ghostbird decided to build their official home near the ocean. After some time, Tommy decided to name their land Logstitcher, as their home
Logstitcher?
resembled a campsite surrounded by stripped log walls. As much as Tommy hated it, this was his life now.
Yeah.
He missed his friends. In an attempt to cheer him up, Ghostbird entrusted Tommy with a special compass that, no matter where he was in the world, would always point towards Tubbo. He cherished this compass. At least now he has
Makes-
something to remind
Yeah, at
him
least-
of his best friend.
At
his
least you have
Tubbo.
something to bring it back to him.
The days came and went. Tommy would finally begin to make progress, and Dream would immediately force him to give up all of it.
What?
Everything became a routine. Tommy started to question if Dream was really that bad. After all, other than Ghostbird, he was the only one who visited him. Tommy began to look forward to his conversations with Dream. Even though he would destroy everything Tom had, Dream, it seemed, was the only one who still cared. Ghostbird had told Tommy that he
Ghostbird
gifted
cares.
Tubbo with an identical compass pointing to Tommy. But Tommy was sure that he hated the gift just as much as Tubbo hated him.
I doubt that.
As the days
probably
turned to
hated the
weeks,
decision.
Tommy
Need to.
became sad. After all he'd been through with his friends, still no one visited him. In
Yeah.
an attempt
Why
to
didn't
see
anyone
his
visit?
friends again, Tommy decided to throw a beach party. Decorating the beach with Ghostbird, Tommy had planned out the perfect day for his reunion with his friends. The date of the party was set for December 9th, and Tommy sent Ghostbird to invite every citizen of L'Manberg. A few days passed. Everyone had gotten their invite, and the day of the celebration arrived. Tommy, looking forward to seeing everyone, sat at a table on the beach waiting for his guests to arrive.
No one showed
Some
up.
time passed, and 15 minutes after the scheduled start of the party, the only person there was Dream.
What?
But it was okay. Everyone was just running late. Surely everyone missed Tommy as much as he missed them.
Maybe.
Right? The minutes came and went. Tommy began to worry. Had people really forgotten? No. There's no way all of them forgot.
There's no way
His
all.
friends didn't all just
One of them
happen
would
to
come
lose
up.
their invite. They had chosen not to come. Them, all of them, would rather do nothing than see Tommy again. Nobody cared.
Doesn't make any sense.
Tommy concluded that if the roles were reversed and Tubbo was the one exiled, everyone would be there every day to check on him. But because it was Tommy, nobody cared. He imagined
That's
L'Manberg
sad.
without himself as the people celebrated his absence every day. He had lost all hope. Dream explained to Tommy that Tubbo had burned his compass.
No.
This broke him. He contemplated throwing his compass into lava, but decided to keep it for the time being.
We don't lose hope.
As of now, his last friends on the server were Ranboo and Dream.
Oh.
But that was about to change.
Wait, did
Every day when Dream would blow up Tommy's things, he would lie and keep a few items on him. With the help of Ranboo, he constructed a small hidden chest room to keep these items safe under Logsted.
Smart.
This chest finally allowed him to start making progress, finally regain power. But on December 15th, something went horribly wrong. As Dream dug a hole for Tommy to drop his stuff in, he found the chest room.
No!
Tommy stood in fear of what was about to happen. Dream stated that Tommy had messed up bad, lied to a friend, and until he learned to listen, he would have to start over. This time, truly alone. Dream proceeded to blow up all of Logsted and told Tommy that no one was allowed to visit him and the Nether was off limits. Tommy begged for a second chance. He felt bad that he made Dream upset and blamed everything on himself. Dream had been gracious to him, even letting him keep his stuff some days. But he still, for some reason, just had to go behind his back. As Dream abandoned him, Tommy examined the ruins of the only thing he had left. He thought about everything, all the memories he had with L'Manberg, with his old friends. And most of all, he thought about Dream.
How's he floating? What are you doing?
I don't need the Nether. I'm just alone. My only friend, Dream, was gone. I'm above them already. He was my friend. Dream was my only friend this entire time. He came and he'd visit me every day, and we'd laugh and we'd cry, so much crying. And he'd take my things, he'd make me throw everything into a hole. And he said to me, "I'll see you every week to come and watch you." He'd come to watch me. He wasn't here to be my friend.
No.
Tubbo watches coldly as his best friend is escorted away.
Oh, we're going back.
L'Manberg.
Back in time.
As much as it pained him to send Tommy away, being the president of L'Manberg meant he had to protect his country. And Tommy had more than enough chances to make things right.
He did, honestly.
Although Fundy and Quackity disagreed with Tubbo's decision, all of them understood that there was no changing his mind.
Yeah.
Dream soon returned, announcing that Tommy was now far away from L'Manberg and had been successfully exiled. And with this, the walls were taken down, and Dream had once again declared L'Manberg as an independent nation.
It was all right.
Praising Tubbo for making the right decision, Dream vowed that L'Manberg would have his full support in any wars to come. As the sun set, L'Manberg was free once again. but the people had already begun to miss their exiled friend.
Wait, they
A few
missed
days
him?
later, Ghostspur
What is
arrived
it?
with a gift for Tubbo.
Hey.
Knowing he missed Tommy greatly, Ghostspur entrusted Tubbo with the compass that would always point to Tommy.
Hey.
From that point forward, Tubbo would always hold the compass in his offhand to never forget how much Tommy meant to him. Word spread that Tommy was having a beach party at his home in exile.
Wait, what happened?
But to everyone's disappointment, none of them had received invites.
Dream.
Tubbo really wanted
How
to
could
visit
you?
Tommy, but having not been invited to his party and hearing from Ghostspur that Tommy was very sad, Tubbo did not want to make him feel any worse than he already did the last time they saw each other.
No, he
And
read the
so
party he could
Tubbo,
come.
as well as the rest of the cabinet members, decided to give Tommy his space, to let him calm down before visiting to apologize.
And he is
To
calm.
make matters
He wants to
even
see.
worse, while working on a project, Tubbo had ended up losing his Tommy compass to a creeper explosion.
Oh, that's why it's
Tubbo
gone.
felt crushed. He questioned if he made the right decision to exile Tommy, and just wanted things to go back to normal. He wanted his best friend, but he knew he had to wait. Following Tommy's exile, the people of L'Manberg knew their nation still wasn't completely safe. And so, Fundy and Quackity came up with a plan.
What plan?
They discussed with Tubbo possible threats to the safety of L'Manberg.
That's a fair
And
thing to do.
quickly, two people began to stand
Dream
out
and
as their
Techno.
biggest
That
enemies.
makes sense.
Technoblade.
Techno
And
blew it
Dream.
up.
Dream
put
had
walls
just
around it.
threatened L'Manberg, and without question had the power to take down their country whenever he wanted.
Why
This
didn't
made
people
him
ever take it down
dangerous
Dream earlier?
and a prime target for the L'Manberg hit list. However, following the exile of Tommy, Dream and L'Manberg, in his eyes, were on great terms. This meant that although he was dangerous, taking out Dream was not their #1 priority.
That's a fair
But
thing. He was-
Technoblade was.
Techno. Where'd you wear
Following his
Techno?
betrayal of
Where'd you see-
L'Manberg in the previous war, Technoblade had moved from his house under the river to an undisclosed location.
Where is
As
it?
far as the people knew, he could be anywhere, plotting
Meant
his
he's
next
rapid
major
anyway.
attack on L'Manberg. And with this realization, the Butcher Army was officially created to take out Technoblade for
What?
good. Before the army could kill Technoblade, they had to find him.
Yeah,
However,
you-
that is much easier said than done.
I think that there's no one knows where
Technoblade
he
is
is.
smart, and thus has made sure not to return to L'Manberg for any reason to avoid being followed home.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to be found, he won't be. But the army had another idea.
What?
To their knowledge, only one person knew the whereabouts of Techno on the entire server.
Someone did?
And he just so happened to live in L'Manberg.
Ooh, was
After
it Carl?
recruiting Rambo, the group quickly made their way to
It could've
Phil's
been Carl.
house
Oh, it
to
was
interrogate
Phil.
him.
No.
We have a simple request. We are looking for Technoblade. Just tell us where he is. You're a citizen of L'Manberg. We're trying to get justice for our country.
have to
You should
abide
care
by our
about this
policy.
as much as we care about it. So Phil, tell us where Technoblade is.
I'm not gonna tell you. He changed his ways.
Phil said, just tell us. This is for the country. This is not a request. This is a demand.
They don't know
Where
where
do you
he...
think this loyalty that I have for this country exists? I'm not loyal to this country at all. I'm pretty new here, and if anything, you guys need to prove to me that I should care. Also,
Wow.
Techno and me go way back, and we do not rat out on each other.
If you're not gonna help us do it the easy way,
You're
we're
not
gonna
gonna
have to do it the
comply.
hard way, right?
Right?
Immediately, the army began searching Phil's chest
No.
for any clue to Techno's location. And a few seconds into the search, Tubbo hit the jackpot.
No.
In one of the chests, Tubbo had stumbled across a compass
another
that pointed
compass.
directly to Technoblade's house. Whenever Phil visited Techno, he used the compass to guide him. But today, it would lead Butcher Army directly to his front door.
No
Because of his
way.
failure to comply, Tubbo placed Phil under house arrest until further notice.
House arrest?
And as the army set out to kill Techno, Phil could do nothing but watch and warn his friend. They're coming.
They're coming. Run! Techno's... What's happening from Techno?
Technoblade quickly flees the scene of a now
this is what happened to
destroyed
him afterward.
L'Manberg. His withers had been killed, and he knew it was only a matter of time before the people turned on him. Cutting through the night on his trusty horse Carl, Techno
Carl!
quickly arrived at his now looted bunker. They had taken so much, only to turn around and create the one thing he was openly opposed to: government. Techno knew he was living on borrowed time. The other major threat to L'Manberg was already dead, and he knew as soon as the people came to their senses, they would come for him. Because he had just shown the entire server where his secret base lied, he knew he had to move. And so, over the next 2 days, Techno, with some help from Filza, moved all of his stuff to a faraway place. Somewhere cold, unrelenting, and barren. The last place they would look to find him. Over the next few weeks, Techno would build a humble cabin to house him in between adventures. He entrusted Phil with a compass to his house to ensure he wouldn't get lost, as well as making him promise not to tell anyone the location of his new home. For weeks, he hid, officially retiring from his violent ways in favor of peace.
He did actually change.
Until December 16th.
No,
seemingly normal
did they come?
Techno logged onto the server and started to move through the items on his to-do list. But then, out of nowhere, he got a chilling message from
Phil. Get in where you are. Get ready, old friend.
They were coming. They were coming, and Techno had no time to prepare. With every second that passed, the army drew closer to his no longer secret estate. Techno grabbed everything he could find to aid him in case a fight broke out. And as he was brewing potions, a completely oblivious Ghostber arrived at his door.
Ghostber!
While Techno pocketed totems of undying and grabbed every weapon in his arsenal, Ghostber waddled off in the snow to name a sheep friend.
Hey!
Upon finding Ghostber, the Butcher army asked him about Techno, to which he immediately led them directly to his house. Techno spotted them on a nearby hill, or who seeked him out with the sole purpose to kill. And Ghostber waved. 6 of them met directly outside Techno's house and discussed what was about to happen.
Nice.
Not here. Technoblade's not here, guys. This is Wilbur right now. Literally see him, Will. Get out of the way.
Ghostber, I think it's a little bit late for that. Why have you guys come all the way over here to my humble abode?
How about you need to pay for your war cry.
Well, that was like, that's in the past, man. All right, that was a different Technoblade. I'm a changed man now. I'm in retirement. I'm a good person now, Tubbo.
I'm sorry, Technoblade. As much as you change, you have to be brought to justice for that.
Listen, you guys. I have gone to so much effort over the past month to change my violent ways. I have reformed, alright? The voices, they demand blood, and I have been denying them. I have been fighting back. Please don't make me kill all of you. Please just leave.
We won't let you get out of here in one piece, okay? It's either gonna be the easy way or it's gonna be the hard way. We're gonna bring you back to L'Manberg, and you're gonna come with us. There's no other way around it, okay?
There's no other way. I choose blood!
No!
Oh, no!
Run!
Run!
Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
Watch out!
Oh my god, he hits heavy!
Get out! Get the axes!
There's the axes! Taking any damage!
This is the time!
Oh my god!
I got you.
Pick you, do something! Pick you!
No! He hits heavy!
Dad! Wait! What are you doing? What are you doing with that horse?
Something was wrong. Techno's treasured horse Carl was being threatened with death if Techno failed to cooperate. Bending to the wills of his captors, Techno listened. Quackity ordered him to drop all of his items, but he secretly decided to keep a few in case of emergency.
I saw a totem in
this, the Butcher army took Techno to the swamp.
And they took the Carl
Technoblade's execution would take place in the town square of L'Manberg. Upon their arrival, he would be placed in a cage composed of iron bars and glass. This execution would be by anvil. A redstone device was wired to a lever next to the cage that, when activated, would pull the block out from under the anvil, dropping it from the sky onto a helpless Technoblade below. The army gathered around to witness this historic moment. Tubbo explained that Techno had robbed them, stepped in when it was not his battle to fight. And now, it was only fair they would take something in return. A life, his first of 3, gone.
Oh, he hasn't lost the life.
Filza watched from his house. As much as he wanted to step in, there was nothing he could do but watch his friend be killed in front of him.
He couldn't. He can't leave.
But he wouldn't have to step in.
He ruined the government. Puns is going right. What
is he doing?
What is Puns doing?
Oh, shoot.
What is he doing?
Hello, Ghostbird.
I've named him friend.
That's fantastic, Ghostbird. That's fantastic. I'm about to die, Ghostbird.
No, I'm playing this one.
What? No. What?
Oh, you only look too high.
What?
He's got Carl! He's got Carl!
Techno's surprised, Dream and Puns had teamed up to help him escape. And as Techno ran, Puns distracted the army while Dream brought Carl to a newly dug tunnel for Techno to escape through.
Wait, what happened to his armor?
He entered the tunnel, quickly finding himself in the final control room. The very same used in Eric's betrayal during the first L'Manberg War.
Ooh.
There, Dream had left Techno a chest with supplies to help him in case a fight broke out during his escape.
There's no swords.
And after beginning to finish digging his escape tunnel, this happened.
It's not good.
What the hell are you doing here?
It's not what it looks like.
How the hell did that anvil not kill you?
Did you really think, Quackity, that you could kill me that easily?
How did you do it? How did you even do that?
You think death can stop me, Quackity? I've got a lot to say. I was gonna say it at the trial, but we got a little bit interrupted, Quackity. You know, I tried convincing you guys that government was not the answer. The government was actually the cause of all your problems.
He has.
All right. I tried to convince you guys by fighting alongside you as brothers, and you just cast me aside. You used me. I tried to use force, but you still formed a government. And when I went into hiding, when I retired, when I swore off violence, you hunted me down. You hurt my friends.
You don't understand, Techno. You don't understand what we're trying to build here, Techno. You are on the hit list, Techno.
What hit list?
I'm building a country here. This is what we have over there is a country.
You're not building a country. Tubbo is.
Organization and power. And I don't care how long it takes me or what I have to do to get you, Techno. I'm going to kill you, Technoblade.
I just have one question back to you.
What do you have?
Do you think you're enough to kill me, even unarmed, with iron armor? Do you really think you can take me?
I do.
No! It's like, I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your teeth! I'll put it through your teeth, Quackity!
If there's one PvP that I'm planning to win, it's this one, baby.
My aim is so bad with this FOV.
Yeah, I know it is.
And he still won.
Technoblade, with a mere pickaxe and half the armor worn by Quackity, had won. Following the duel, Techno escaped through the sewers, eventually exiting through Tommy's sewer escape route. With this, Techno was free. Their plan had worked. They had successfully captured Techno, but they failed to account for one eternal truth.
Dream.
Technoblade never dies.
It doesn't. Never
Techno
dies.
traveled land and sea on his journey home. Together with Carl, the two seek to relax after a long and stressful day.
Hey, go back to your house because they know where it is.
They traverse the barren wasteland of frozen powder. And
go?
through the harsh winter blizzard, Techno could finally see home. And what?
Tommy?
Eh?
Tommy? What are you doing here?
He's just ignoring me.
How do?
What are you doing in my house, Tommy?
What's Tommy doing here?
Well, hello. How are you? I say we call it our house. And these guys.
Why are you letting them in? Your pants.
What are you doing here?
Hey, don't worry. I found these in the closet. Sounds like someone's having a rough day.
What the heck is down this? What the heck is this? What the heck is this?
Oh, I moved out, by the way. You know my old home? I'm here now.
I kinda noticed. Why do I have so
he
much
did
beef?
notice.
Hey, we don't need no beef, Technoblade. We can be pals.
Give me back my stuff, Tommy.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey, you obviously.
I was wondering how he got netherite armor when Dream was catching up on him.
That did nothing.
Go away.
Did you just throw a potion of harmony?
This is my house.
Well, this is my
you
room,
leave.
Bro. No. If it makes you feel better, I can explain to you what happened.
Stop placing my gold.
I'm alone. I'm like a lone wolf. I'm like a big dog. So please leave my home.
This is my house.
This is his house.
All right. Well, we have two possibilities here. Stop saying goodbye. This is my property. This is
Because it definitely has the prime log.
I will break the prime log.
What?
I don't know why
What?
you're here.
I live here.
You
He does.
right?
I am known to do that.
Good day. Leave my house.
This is my house, Tommy.
After a very awkward conversation,
Weird.
Techno came up with a plan.
You see,
What?
Tommy, I know a lot about putting trust in other people and having them betray that trust, using me as a weapon and then casting me aside when it's most convenient for them. You want to be friends with Tubbo? You want to know what's driven you apart? Why you don't have your disc? It's because of the government. If there was no government, you and Tubbo could be friends. You could have your discs back. There'd be nothing for Dream to threaten. Join me.
Fair point.
Let's destroy
Dream's whole government
something I need to show you.
actually caused the exile.
I have been working on just a little hobby, Tommy. I need you to stand right here.
Is it potatoes? Is it? Does it know
You see
like
this
potatoes?
Oh yes.
Don't button. What? What?
Welcome home, Theseus!
No! That's a lot of heads. That's a lot of wither heads. Oh no! Not again! That's a lot of wither heads. What? That he could do a ton of damage with that. This story is just keeps getting better. Just getting better and better and better every episode. Just a little bit better every time. It's always driven. The whole like canon live system is just brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. I can't wait to see what happens next. But we're gonna have to. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to wait. So leave in the comments below. What kind of what should I ask you to comment for? Like what you think he's gonna do with these, if you don't know already. Theories you have in mind for what could happen next. Again, if you haven't seen it, because I haven't seen it, I don't know what happens. But I'm just shook by the amount of heads he has in this room. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.